you start with the answer. The game is buy, hold, and sell, and I'm going to give you 3 teams, and you have to pick one for each. You can't double dip. One for each. Duke, Carolina, and Kentucky. Who are you buying? Who are you holding? And who are you selling? Because it's not easy with these 3.
So I think the easy one is the sell, and I would be selling Duke out of those 3. The biggest reason why is Jeremy Roach is dealing with like a turf toe injury, and anybody that's had turf toe will understand like how painful that is and how difficult it is to kind of get all the way
Have you
back.
had
Like you
it?
basically
Have you
need to
ever had
sit
it?
out for like 3 weeks to kind of get all the way back from that kind of injury. And without him, if you're just trusting Tyrese Proctor to be like the go-to point guard,
He was good early today, but
like I mean, he has his moments, but there's also moments where he looks like a young 18-year-old trying to play in the ACC. Derek Lively is not there yet. Dariq Whitehead has had flashes, but he ain't there yet. To me, Duke is the easy sell for a lot of different reasons, but the biggest one is I don't trust.
I'm going to agree with you there. So we can move on to buy and hold. But yes, young team, young coach, no go-to guy on the perimeter. So I'm in 100% agreement there. I would sell Duke.
In terms of holding,
This
I
is
would
hard.
I would probably hold Kentucky at this point. And the reason I say that is because I do not trust John Calipari to see what happened today, to sit there and say, okay, our lineup of Cason Wallace, CJ Frederick, Antonio Reeves, Jacob Toppin, and Oscar Sheway outscored Tennessee 29-14. Okay. Every other lineup we used got beat 42-34 today. Okay. This lineup has been one of the single best lineups in all of college basketball. All across the entire country, one of the most efficient lineups that you could find.
You don't think Cal
is
will
that
do that?
5. I hope he would. I don't trust him implicitly to say, okay, we're going away from Sahvir Wheeler. Like, this is a guy that just wants to play 2 big guys. Why would it take this long? He was forced into doing it. He didn't make this decision. He was forced into not playing Sahvir Wheeler at the point guard spot because Sahvir Wheeler got hurt. So the reason why I would hold Kentucky is because I want to see if Cal is going to say, oh, that worked. Let's lean all the way into what worked. Playing at Tennessee, what happens today is going to go down as probably the second best win in college basketball this entire season. Alabama winning at Houston is the best win in college basketball that you're going to get this year. Kentucky winning at Tennessee is probably going to end up being the second best win that you get in college basketball this year. Let's see if Cal says, if it worked there, it'll work anywhere. Until he does that, I got to put a hold on them. And it's not because I just sit here and I love North Carolina, but the other tiebreaker for me is that we've seen North Carolina just kind of figure it out at the end of the year before.
Yeah.
They've done it.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with you on this, but I am only because I have a little more trust in a Carolina team and I'd like to hold both, to be honest. I'd like to hold Carolina and Kentucky because I don't feel great about Carolina, but Baycott's a warrior. I mean, he went out there today and another double-double, and he wasn't close to 100% with that ankle injury. And RJ Davis has gotten better. Caleb Love's still and always going to be Caleb Love. He is. But you know what? They've proven they can withstand those Caleb Love ups and downs, right? The ups are like he can win you games. We saw that. The downs are they can still win some games without him making shots and being efficient. So,
the thing about Caleb,
getting better.
And the thing about Caleb Love is the way that he plays, he doesn't realize like pressure of the moment. Like the fact that, oh, you know what? This is the national title game. Well, you know what? I'm in the Final Four. And if I miss this, we're not going to the national title. And this is the kind of game that could end Coach Gay's career. If I make this shot, if I make this step back over Paolo Banchero, the #1 pick in the, like, it doesn't register to him. He's just out there hooping. Right. And sometimes that's something that's going to burn you because he's not making shots. But that's also the kind of dude that you want on your roster, as long as he kind of understands, like, there's going to be moments where you got to let RJ run the show. And we got to make sure that Armando gets touches. But you want a dude that just does not have a sense of the moment. because he's not going to feel the pressure that the other guys are going to feel. Like, I just don't like, I don't think it registers to Caleb that the moment that he is playing in.
And
That's a
they're
good,
just,
that is a
they're
good
a
thing
little
to a
less
point.
reliant. They're going to be a little less reliant when Pete Nance comes back again. They're going to be, Huff's playing more minutes. Leakey's being a little bit better offensively. DeMarco Dunn's playing a little bit. Jalen Washington just started when Baycott went down. He got big
That
minutes.
3-guard lineup looks good too, with Seth Trimble out there with him.
Right. That's what I just, again, I just trust this team. And I think it probably comes down to I trust RJ Davis as much as anything. Like, and I think Baycott's every bit as good as Oscar, and he's better defensively. So I don't know. I mean, to me, I'll go Carolina buying. I don't feel great about buying them right now, but there's only a handful of teams I would feel great about buying today.
So let me ask you this then. If we threw Illinois into that conversation, would you have Illinois above those three? Would you be buying Illinois
I'd
over
still
them?
go Carolina above Illinois, I think, believe it or not.
I
Just
think I would
because of what they
probably,
did.
I think I would buy Illinois. I think I would.
Really?
Maybe I'm just getting completely blinded. Maybe I'm letting preseason biases creep in. But I think that I said this last night on the show. I think that not having Sky Clark in the mix is so important because, one, it allows Terrence Shannon to kind of be the lead guy. It allows Coleman Hawkins to be the secondary kind of playmaker and facilitator. And it forces you to take off the 5'11" point guard that's a defensive liability and not have to worry about giving him minutes, right? You play Sincere Harris there, you play Jaden Epps there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you have guys that are a little bit bigger, a little bit more switchable, a little bit tougher defensively.
True.
And it just kind of, I think you have less talent, but the pieces fit together better.
I just want a point guard. Rob, I want a point guard. That on my team.
You got Jaden Epps. You got Jaden
not
Epps
a point
and
guard.
Terrence
He's
Shannon.
not really a point guard. He's a scorer.
Okay, you got Coleman Hawkins.
You don't have a point guard. You just don't. You don't have an RJ Davis.
Yeah, but okay, you don't have a point guard, but would you rather have Terrence Shannon and Jaden Epps figuring out, or Sky Clark out there getting embarrassed
I'm
on the
not
defensive
comparing
end?
it. I'm comparing it to Carolina. I'm just saying.
Okay, fair enough.
You know me and how I feel about the point guard position. I'm to get to the Final Four and have a chance to win 4 or 6 straight. I just don't think Illinois can do it with TJ Shannon being the guy who's got to initiate offense. Like, that's hard.
Hey, look, I think it's time. Just turn the ball over to Coleman Hawkins. It's Coleman Hawkins' show.
As Robbie would say, as the esteemed colleague and my
the funniest thing about Coleman is he never has like, hey, he played pretty well. It's either he looks like the second coming of Magic Johnson, or he looks like Jeff Goodman is out there trying to play the Big Ten game. There's no in between. He doesn't just play like, yeah, he was okay. It's either he was horrible or you got to take him in the top 10.